was the second YIVO conference on Jews in the left. In 1964, YIVO organized a conference which was called in Yiddish Forschkonferenz von YIVO wegen jüdischen Anteil in Bewegungen der Teufels sozialen Progress. Quite a mouthful. This was an important event in the history of YIVO, I think. It was one of the early reachings out of YIVO to the American scholarly world, coming out of its ghetto, as it were, at a time when very few people studied Yiddish and very few American universities offered courses in Jewish history. The language of the conference was English with some Yiddish, and a lot of bickering about that back in '64. None today, I think. One of the changes that has taken place in our world. I think I'm one of the last survivors of this conference, because I actually read a paper at that conference. I was 23 years old, and it was a conference in which a lot of fairly young people were starting to work in the field of the Jewish left, especially the East European Jewish left, both Israelis and Americans and some Europeans. Many of these people have departed. My friend Jonathan Frankel, probably the greatest scholar of this subject in Eastern Europe, and in America too, maybe. Died a couple of years ago. Moshe Mishkinsky, who was the, I think, leading Israeli scholar of the subject of East European Jewish socialism, is long gone. Many other scholars who spoke at that conference are gone. And now we have a new generation, or two, and we have seen some of them at this conference, and it's very rewarding to see them doing what we were doing way back then, some 50 years ago. I thought the first reflection that I want to share with you would be to discuss the differences between then and now, the 60s and today, in dealing with the subject of Jews and the left. This is pretty personal, but I think may stand for more than just my own feelings. And broadly speaking, back in the 60s, we young historians and other kinds of scholars were writing in a context in which the left was very much alive, generally speaking and Jewishly speaking, very much with us. Of course, the Soviet Union had been revealed to be a horrendous place. At least most people thought so, even on the left. But there were some hopeful signs within the communist bloc then that maybe we would get something like socialism with a human face. Yugoslavia seemed pretty good. We didn't know much about it, but we thought it was not bad. Soon there would be Dubček in Prague. Social democracy was thriving in some parts of Europe. And movements associated with the left were even strong in America, after all. This was the era of the civil rights movement, the anti-war movement, the women's movement, the student movement. This was all in the air. So it was a context in which the left was pretty strong, pretty viable in general. And a lot of people were writing about it and active in it. As far as the Jewish world is concerned, it's true that the old Jewish-speaking left in America was dead by the 60s, more or less dead. And in both East Europe and America, the Holocaust and integration had taken care of it, more or less. But its memory was green. We remembered it. We knew a lot of people who had been active in it. It wasn't so long dead. Its memory was with us. And some of its activists were still around. We could make the case that in the 60s, the old Jewish universalism and idealism which had powered the Jewish left was still very much alive. There were a lot of veterans of the socialist movement around who could inspire us and who were interested in writing about the left and working on the left.